Hi friends, in today's lecture we will study how to create Power Pivot in Microsoft Excel. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the training. You can see that I have opened over here a file whose name is Power Pivot in Excel YT, and this is a file which I have already provided to you in the description of the same video which you are watching right now. After opening the file, you will see that there are three sheets in this file. One is called as Sales, second is called as Location Master, and third is the Employee Master. Now in the Sales sheet, you can see you have headings like Employee ID, Date, City, and Sales. But you can see we have no mention of employee name or who is his manager or who is his supervisor. There is no mention, just the employee ID is there. Now further details of this employee you can find in Employee Master, where you have employee ID, the name, the supervisor and his manager. In the same way, in the Sales you can see that you have one field called as City, but there is no mention of from which country it is or from which region it belongs to. Now the details of the country and region are present in Location Master, where you have location, country and region. So if I want the data from all the three sheets, I will have to use VLOOKUP multiple times so that I would be able to pull up some data from Employee Master and put it over here, pull up some data from Location Master and put it over here. If you want to avoid VLOOKUP, Excel provides you a beautiful option called as Power Pivot. So let us see the steps to create a Power Pivot. So the first thing, or step number one, is all the sheets which you intend to use in your Power Pivot have to be converted into a table. So I am on my first sheet whose name is Sales. I would click anywhere inside the data and then I would press the shortcut Ctrl T, which is the shortcut for creating a table. I would then click on OK. And I would give the table some name like Sales. Then I would click anywhere outside or I would hit enter, so the table is created. Then I click on Location Master and again I click anywhere inside the data and press Ctrl T and again click on OK and change the name of this table to Location Master and hit enter. And finally I come to Employee Master, click anywhere inside the data, press Ctrl T, click on OK, and we will rename this table to Employee Master and hit enter. After we have converted the sheets into table, the step number 2 is to transfer all these tables into Power Pivot. So in order to do that, you have to click on the Power Pivot option and here you have to select Add to Data Model. So the Sales table, which is current table or the current worksheet, will get added to the data model. So you can see Excel has started Power Pivot and it has added the Sales sheet. Now I have already added the sheets, hence it is giving you so many sheets. I'll just delete them and redo it for your reference. So by default the Power Pivot would be blank. So you'll come into your respective sheet, you'll click on Power Pivot and select Add to Data Model. So you can see the sales sheet has got added into your Power Pivot. Now we want to add the second and the third sheet over here as well. So I click on File and select Close to come out of Power Pivot. Click on the second sheet. Again click on Power Pivot. Select Add to Data Model. So you can see the second sheet is also added to the data model called as the Location Master. Again I click on File and I select Close. I click on the third sheet, Employee Master, and again I click on Power Pivot and select Add to Data Model. So you will see that the third sheet, Employee Master, is also added into our Power Pivot. So this was the step number 2. The step number 3 is establishing the relationship between all these 3 tables. So in order to do that, we would click on the diagram view. Here you can see it is showing me my 3 tables: Location Master, Sales, and Employee Master. So remember, the common field between Location Master and Sales is City, and the common field between Employee Master and Sales is Employee ID. So I would click on the location from Location Master and click on City over here. So you can see the first relationship is established. If I click on this, you will see, if I hover on this relation, you will see that the relation is set up between location and city. Same way I click on Employee ID and drag it here, and this is the relation set up. So if I click over here, this is the relation between Employee Master and Sales based on Employee ID, and if I click over here, this is the relation between Location Master and Sales based on City. Now I want a combined result from all these 3 files. So for that we would click on Pivot Table. Now what I want is, I want a report in which I want the manager. Within manager I want manager wise report, within manager supervisor wise, within supervisor employee wise, and finally I want to see the sales. So I want data from the 3 sheets. So for that I would click on Pivot Table. It would ask me where do you want to send the pivot table. So I would click on New Worksheet. Now after coming over here, I would right click over here and say Show Field List. Here you can see my 3 tables are there. So first I would click on the sales table and I would select the sales. So this is the net sales. Now I want the manager wise report. So the details of that you'll find in Employee Master. So here I want first manager wise. This is the manager wise sales. Then within manager I want supervisor wise. This is manager, and within manager supervisor wise, and within supervisor I want employee wise. So this is the data. If I want to format this table so that it looks better, I would click anywhere inside this table, click on Design, and in this report layout I would select Show in Tabular Form. So you can see data is now in the tabular format, and then I can click over here and select any format which I prefer. So you can see now I am having manager wise, within manager supervisor wise, within supervisor employee wise, and finally the sales. So here I am having the data coming from all the 3 sheets. Now I want to make another pivot in which I want region wise, country wise, city wise, and the sales. So for doing that, I would first copy this entire table. So I'll select this table, Ctrl C, copy, and I'll paste it here, Ctrl V, paste. Now I would remove all these fields, and now from the location master I would select first region. So it shows me the regions: Asia Pacific, Europe, North America, and South or Latin America. Then within region I would select country, so I have country wise, and within country I would select location, so I have location wise. Then I can change the color of this report so as to demarcate it that it's a different report, and then click outside. So friends, what you have seen is a very simple way of utilizing Power Pivot so that you can get data from 2 or more worksheets. Remember the 3 very important steps. The first step is all the sheets should be converted into a table. The second step is transfer all the tables to Power Pivot. And the third very important step is establish a relationship between the tables. Once this is done, then the next part is what you already know, that is using Power Pivot and grabbing the data from the 3 sheets and creating a beautiful Power Pivot. So friends, hope you have learned something new today. With this, we end this lecture, and if you like it, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. So we'll see you again in the next lecture. Till that time, goodbye.